Johann Sebastian Bach is a super important person in music history. Born in 1685, he was amazing at writing Baroque music. His complex melodies and deep emotions changed music forever. He wrote tons of music like the exciting Brandenburg Concertos and the beautiful cello suites. His music shows how much he understood feelings and how good he was at making music. Bach's music isn't just impressive, it's also really spiritual. He used music to talk about God, and his songs are often like prayers. His music is everywhere, even in movies, pop songs, and video games. It's a big part of our culture, and it shows how talented he was. Bach is a legend, and his name means amazing music. Bach came from a family that loved music. Music was in their blood. For many years, the Bach family were known for being great musicians in Germany. Bach's dad, Johann Ambrosius Bach, was a well-known musician in their town, and other family members played the organ or music for royalty. So little Johann Sebastian grew up surrounded by music. His dad taught him to play the violin and harpsichord. Bach learned everything about music from his family. He learned all their special tricks and styles. This helped him become a great musician. But Bach didn't just copy his family, he used what he learned to make new and exciting music, becoming even more famous than them. Bach's career took him to lots of interesting places. Born in 1685 in Eisenach, Germany, Johann Sebastian Bach was surrounded by music from a young age. His father, Johann Ambrosius Bach, was a well-known musician, and young Johann was expected to follow in his footsteps. He joined the choir at St. Michael's School in Lüneburg, where he received a solid musical education. When he was 18, his parents died, and he got a job playing the organ at a church. This was a pivotal moment in his life. The church, located in Arnstadt, provided him with the opportunity to hone his skills on the organ, an instrument that would become central to his career. His talent was undeniable, and it wasn't long before he began to attract attention. He was so good that everyone noticed him. His performances were not just technically proficient, but also emotionally moving, capturing the hearts of those who heard him play. This recognition led to more opportunities, each one more prestigious than the last. This led to more jobs, each one making him more famous. He moved to Mühlhausen in 1707, where he continued to build his reputation. His compositions during this period were innovative, blending traditional forms with new ideas. In 1708, he started playing music for a duke, which was a really important job. The Duke of Weimar recognized Bach's extraordinary talent and offered him a position as a court musician. This role not only elevated Bach's status, but also provided him with the resources to compose some of his most enduring works. He wrote lots of organ music there, like the famous Toccata and Fugue in D minor. This piece, with its dramatic and intricate passages, showcased his mastery of the organ and his ability to convey deep emotion through music. He also wrote other kinds of music that showed how good he was at mixing melodies together. His compositions were not limited to organ music. He wrote cantatas, concertos, and chamber music, each piece reflecting his genius in blending complex harmonies and counterpoints. Later, Bach wanted more freedom, so he became the music director for Prince Leopold. This position allowed him to explore new musical ideas and work with some of the finest musicians of the time. This was a great time for Bach. He thrived in this creative environment, producing some of his most innovative and beloved works. He could write whatever he wanted. The freedom he enjoyed under Prince Leopold's patronage allowed him to experiment and perfect his craft. He wrote some of his most famous music then, like the Brandenburg Concertos and some special piano music. These works remain some of the most celebrated pieces in classical music, showcasing Bach's unparalleled ability to blend complexity with beauty. The Brandenburg Concertos are 6 pieces of music that stand as a testament to Johann Sebastian Bach's genius. These concertos showcase Bach's incredible skill in writing for a variety of instruments, blending them together in perfect harmony. He composed them while he was employed by Prince Leopold of Anhalt-Köthen, a great patron of the arts who appreciated Bach's talent. The concertos are brimming with energy, capturing the vibrant spirit of the Baroque era and the virtuosity of the musicians who performed them. Each of the 6 concertos features a unique combination of instruments, from the bright sounds of the trumpet to the rich tones of the viola da gamba. Bach had an extraordinary ability to understand the distinct voices of each instrument and how to weave them together into a cohesive and beautiful tapestry of sound. The concertos are filled with intricate and exciting passages, showcasing clever melodies and complex counterpoints that keep listeners engaged. They are not only a joy to listen to, but also provoke thought and admiration for Bach's compositional prowess. Interestingly, the Brandenburg Concertos were not widely known during Bach's lifetime. They were written for Christian Ludwig, Margrave of Brandenburg-Schwedt, but were largely forgotten after their creation. Bach presented these works to the Margrave in the hopes of securing a position, but they were neglected and left to gather dust. For many years, the manuscripts lay forgotten in the archives, unnoticed and unappreciated. It wasn't until the 19th century that they were rediscovered, and their brilliance was finally recognized by the wider world. This rediscovery helped to cement Bach's reputation as one of the greatest composers of all time. Today, the Brandenburg Concertos are celebrated and performed by orchestras around the globe, continuing to inspire and delight audiences with their timeless beauty. The Well-Tempered Clavier is a collection of 48 pieces of music for keyboard instruments. Composed by Johann Sebastian Bach, it is one of the most significant works in the history of Western classical music. Each piece is meticulously crafted, showcasing Bach's profound understanding of musical theory and his exceptional skill as a composer. It's a really important piece of music history, and shows how much Bach knew about music. His ability to blend complex harmonies with intricate melodies is unparalleled. The Well-Tempered Clavier is often referred to as the Old Testament of piano music, a testament to its enduring influence and importance. The Well-Tempered Clavier wasn't just for showing off how good Bach was at playing, it was also for teaching other musicians how to play better and explore new sounds. Bach intended these pieces to be used as educational tools, helping students understand the possibilities of the keyboard and the new tuning system. Back then, there was a new way of tuning instruments called equal temperament. This system allowed for a more versatile and harmonious sound across all keys, making it possible to play in any key without the music sounding out of tune. This meant all the notes on the keyboard sounded good together. Equal temperament was revolutionary because it opened up new possibilities for composers and performers, allowing them to experiment with more complex and varied harmonic structures. Bach loved this new way of tuning, and the Well-Tempered Clavier showed everyone how to use it. Each prelude and fugue in the collection is written in a different key, demonstrating the versatility and beauty of the equal temperament system. Each piece in the Well-Tempered Clavier is like a mini masterpiece. They are not only technically challenging but also deeply expressive, capturing a wide range of emotions and musical ideas. Musicians still play and study it today. Its influence can be seen in the works of many later composers, and it remains a cornerstone of piano education and performance. It shows how important Bach was as a composer, teacher, and music inventor. His contributions to music theory, composition, and performance continue to resonate, making the Well-Tempered Clavier a timeless masterpiece that inspires musicians and listeners alike. Bach wasn't just good at writing music for instruments, he was also great at writing for singers. He wrote some of the most beautiful and moving religious music ever. One of his best pieces is the St. Matthew Passion. It tells the story of Jesus dying on the cross. It's a very long piece, taking over 3 hours to perform. The St. Matthew Passion mixes Bible words with different kinds of singing that show lots of feelings like sadness, hope, and peace. The St. Matthew Passion is huge, but it's also really powerful. Bach's music makes the story feel real, and you feel all the emotions. It's about religion, but it's also about bigger things like sadness, sacrifice, and hope. Even though Bach was a genius, his later life was hard. His first wife died, leaving him with 4 kids. He married again to a talented singer, Anna Magdalena Wilke, who helped him a lot. Bach's job as a music teacher in Leipzig was also difficult. He had lots of work and arguments with his bosses, but Bach never stopped writing music. He wrote some of his best music during this time, like the Goldberg Variations, the Mass in B minor, and the Art of Fugue. These pieces are deep and complex. They show everything he learned about music. After Bach died, people kind of forgot about his music. Music changed, and people liked simpler music more than Bach's complex style. But Bach's music wasn't forgotten forever. Many years later, a young musician named Felix Mendelssohn found Bach's music and realized how amazing it was. Mendelssohn told everyone how great Bach was, and people started listening to his music again. In 1829, Mendelssohn put on a big performance of Bach's St. Matthew Passion. It was the first time anyone had played it since Bach died. Everyone loved it, and Bach became famous again. Mendelssohn helped bring Bach's music back to life, making sure people would remember him. Bach changed music forever. His music is a perfect example of the Baroque style. He influenced so many musicians after him. Bach was so good at mixing melodies, using harmonies, and making his music feel spiritual. Musicians all over the world still play and study his music. It's like a gold standard for how good music can be. Bach's music isn't just for one country or culture, it's for everyone. His music will always be important, showing us how beautiful and moving music can be.